Hello all, and welcome to the zoo.
Why am I here?
Minions of the Zoo is a lovable ragtag group of misfits that sprang up initially as a fan group to Ranting Monkey, Scribelite, Some Dumb American, and their joint Lords of the Night livestream show. Late night discussions in Discord quickly evolved into streams of their own, with each member bringing something new and different to the table for discussion. Led by the incomparable Reject PPC and the One-Ton Hammer, the group rotates hosts known as Zookeepers.
Hello everybody and welcome to Minions of the Zoo. I am your host for this evening, One-Ton Hammer.
I will be your zookeeper tonight, Reject.
Alright, and welcome to the zoo. I am the Lucky Pop-Tart Inquisitor.
Sanguine.
Skep, Tock.
I'm Prospero.
Fat Platypus.
Chaosy.
And I'm Della Hazed.
Regular streamers, they're known as Minions. And special guests are known as traveling exhibits. They're on a nightly basis, so that each show has something unique and fresh for our audience. Minions of the Zoo currently streams at 10:30 Central Standard, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen of the zoo. Welcome. This is Sunday, your Super Sunday show. I'm your host, Mr. Adam. With me is One-Ton Hammer.
Hello.
And Sanguine.
Good evening all.
Apologies for the technical difficulties. Still trying to get to use of these things, but hopefully we're running straight and we have a good show. How are you gentlemen doing this evening?
Oh, I was just going to tell everyone, hey, Sanguine, why don't you go first? I'm doing well. A little bit of a headache earlier today. Slept really well last night, but I got up with a headache, so I decided to lay down and take a nap. It seems to have worked. How you doing, Sanguine?
I'm doing rather well, just finishing up making my dinner, so I have a fusion potato salad, which is Japanese and German style blended together. I have sauteed mushrooms and onions finished with a bit of bourbon. I have chicken breast quarter that I'm currently finishing up in the oven that is also done with some peach and bourbon flavors to that. And I'm drinking a Chestnut Farms bourbon with a Combs Raspberry Porter, which is the first trying this type of porter.
Not
Couple
bad.
things. Hey, Adam.
Oh shit.
Guess who's here?
Yes. I checked the stream. Your audio levels are a little quiet. I could barely hear everyone.
Well,
everyone.
damn it.
And also, do you have your Discord minimized?
Dude.
Because it's not you're capturing stream time. And
Yeah,
not the, quiet on the set area, so you can't see who's talking.
I'm like all beside myself today.
That's okay, man. It's okay. I'm here for you.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be.
just gotta adjust the window.
All right, so.
Alt and, yeah, recrop it.
Okay, hold on. Perhaps. Yeah, perhaps.
This is OBS. This is what this is.
Yeah.
Perhaps you could provide an interesting story as I.
Please entertain while I take care of the technical stuff. How many times have I been in this situation?
I don't know.
Or quiz because we're both OBS users. Yeah. Oh, look who's in chat. It's our girl, Lucky Pop Top.
Poppy. Yep.
And Coconut.
Hey.
I got that right. I'm saying that word right.
Yes.
Coconut.
Coconut.
Oh shit.
Terrible.
And the first time that I said it, both Adam and Coconut reacted with,
Japanese. It's really easy to pronounce.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
And because it's Japanese, each of those syllables only has one way to say it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
gonna work.
looking for the room, Adam. So
There it is.
scroll. Well, that's just Adam.
Yo.
Recrop it and then scroll down till you get the quiet on the set room, and then make sure that everyone like you see all of our names in the. Go down. Yeah, there you go. Now recrop it so that it's got everyone in the frame. There you go. There you go. Okay.
I'm seeing what he's doing fast.
It's like watching time. But hey, shit. Well, hopefully this works because what I was planning on doing was oh shit. Okay, let's see if it works.
Yeah, that's like me, Poppy. I'll go in and watch like Scribe stuff,
Bam.
and I'll just sit there and watch the show and not say anything in chat. You know.
Let's go bowling.
Yeah. I kind of lurk on everybody's show at least to start. You know, like I'll just jump out there and watch to make sure the show kicks off and that everything's okay. Because you never know when you have to jump in. Somebody's having problems with their connection or whatever.
Yeah.
And you have to jump in, so I always just kind of, looks like it's going pretty well. Okay, I can go now. You know, that kind of deal.
How you
also,
can?
hey, Adam, turn up your desktop audio setting. The one that the output setting, the one where people can hear us, because we're really quiet. They can hear you, but now they can't hear us.
Okay. How's that?
Let's see.
Let me try.
The joys of OBS.
Oh yeah.
How is my voice coming from?
Well, it's always just finding those right balances, man. That's really all it is.
I don't like that.
Am I coming across decently loud, or am I something?
I don't know yet because there's a
I
delay.
can hear you great in Discord.
Yeah. Well, Discord sounds fantastic.
Talking so that when it catches up, there'll be a voice, rather than all of us being quiet so that we can hear.
Remember, there's like 14-second delay, bro.
Yep.
How's that?
Maybe up a little bit more, Adam.
On oof. On
Like I said, I'm just making sure that there is a voice.
Yeah, see, again, it's deceptive in the fact that it's not going to tell you that it's too quiet. Only the people that are in the chat are going to be able to say that it's quiet because, you know, we can hear each other in Discord just fine. That OBS doesn't control that.
Yep.
Oh shit. Okay. So.
There are advantages and disadvantages to using Discord for audio for the stream. You can mute people before the stream. You can't do that if you just put them in StreamYards. But then you have to worry about audio levels every time you do a stream too. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
I can't even. I gotta.
Discord doesn't use a tenth of the resources that StreamYards does.
Yeah.
So if your machine's a little on the weak side, a little potatoey, a little polydubbish, I might say.
Whoa. Whoa.
Well, he got that new computer. He's fine.
Sweet.
Every spud is sacred. They say.
Every spot is sacred. There isn't a modifier.
Hold on, but.
Would it still be the little Irish children singing that song as well?
Yes. Yeah, it's still a little quiet, Adam.
Oh shit. Okay. Let me see. How's that?
That is still one of my favorite songs. Every sperm is sacred.
Well, you know.
And there are two parts that kill me every time I hear that song. The "Let the heathens spill theirs on the dusty ground, God shall strike them down for each sperm that can't be found." That line kills me. And then during the funeral procession, where it's mine and mine and mine, and it's the body and a woman both say mine in that segment.
I
There
grew
you
up
go.
on
All right.
Monty Python.
Now we're
I
good.
love Monty
Is
Python.
that a little bit better? I'm gonna sit this one out for at least this match to try and get the audio going. But
Oh no, your audio's fine now.
it's good.
It's
sounds
all
good.
good, bro. Yep.
Awesome. Well, then I guess I'm gonna take this time to enjoy a little pipe weed. So how are you, Sanguine and Quiz? How you been doing this weekend?
I'll let Inquisitor go first.
Just got done playing some D&D. That was fun. I haven't been a player in a really long time. And this is Shady's first time playing a DM. He's doing good. I think he can commiserate a little bit with me with some of the struggles I had DMing earlier this morning. And then, still packing things up. I haven't gotten all the video game consoles packed up yet, but I'm still working on it.
Yeah,
Having to learn how to corral a bunch of retards in D&D.
No, it was it's majorly the fact that we threw a curveball at him, and we're acting in ways that the module that he was running didn't predict. And I was left with trying to figure out a way around the story hook that was circumvented, if that makes sense. Because there was a bit where the characters were supposed to get poisoned and paralyzed by drinking this tea from the villain, and none of us drank the tea.
I was about to ask, was it a situation where no one drank it, or was it a situation where someone had purified food and drink?
Both. What it was is that my character, the way that I'm playing him is he's a wizard. His background is entertainer, and the personality traits I took for him were nobody can stay angry at me for too long. I naturally can diffuse any sort of situation, and my flaw is I can never go home because of a horrible tragedy, and trouble like that just seems to follow me around. So because of that, my character is very very extroverted, but also really paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be the face, it's just that I don't trust anyone. So when she sat down and poured the tea, I said, I'm going to do a sleight of hand. And what I'm going to do is, after, like, when her attention turns to someone else to pour their tea, I'm going to throw the teacup like over my shoulder. You know, it's emptying out the contents of the cup. Nice. And cover my hand, and then pretend to drink an empty cup. But my sleight of hand was only a 7, because I'm a fucking wizard. I'm not a rogue. Mm-hmm. And so she caught me and refilled my drink, and I played it off like I was clumsy. But that was enough of a distraction for everyone else to do to detect poison and purify food and drink.
Very nice.
So
D&D players are kind of like Redditors. If they can find a way to subvert the system, they will.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm in a weekly Pathfinder game.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Skulls and Shackles. Have you ever seen that module?
No.
So it's a pirate campaign.
Okay, cool.
And my character is the single most off-putting individual possible. He's like a 7-foot-tall tiefling, and the particular type of tiefling that he is has dead, milky, glassy eyes. No problem with seeing, just it looks like a corpse is looking at you.
Cataract eyes, yeah.
Yep.
Like a doll's eyes.
Yeah, it's just the creepiest eyes that you can imagine. And he has a negative charisma modifier.
Yeah, we gotta go.
So I've been playing it off as he has certain rules that he was told when it comes to putting people at ease. All of them are somewhat accurate. Like, it's good to make eye contact with the person that you're speaking to. He just misinterprets them horrendously. So it's good to make eye contact with the person you're speaking to. Means that this 7-foot-tall, demon-looking motherfucker with dead eyes will just lower his head so that he's looking straight into the eyes of someone else. Without, like, lowering his body in any way that's normal. So he just bends at the waist until his face is at the right level. His arms just dangling out of his sockets damn near as he's speaking to the person. Creepy as fuck. It's hilarious because he's now also been married in game because he made a contract with someone.
Hold on. Jen says Sanguine is quiet. Are you quiet, Sanguine?
The Discord presentation on the stream is moved again.
Oh yeah, it has.
So, hold on. Okay. Damn it. Should I bump up the desktop audio?
Yeah, bump up the desktop audio.
Bump up the
You know what?
audio.
Double check to make sure that you didn't turn down my individual audio
I didn't turn
at
nothing
some
down.
point. I'm just saying because a lot of people, I'm very loud.
No,
So
I didn't
a
turn
lot
it
of people go, okay, let's soften Sanguine up a little bit. And
Fuck yeah!
What kind of microphone do you use, Sanguine?
Yeah.
I have a Blue Yeti.
Blue
Okay.
Yeti. Why isn't he a red Yeti?
Because that brand does not exist as of yet.
I'm sorry. Hold on.
It's a Democratic Yeti.
Damn it.
Yes. Not a communist.
Yeah,
Yeti.
he was Republican.
No wonder it's trying to silence me today.
Hold on.
I would say your output audio should be like most of the way up, Adam. Maybe only down to like maybe
Oh shit.
maybe at the very most go down to like the negative 25 decibel. But
okay,
if
hold on. Desktop audio is the Discord audio, correct?
yeah, the output audio, yeah.
Okay. So it's at 35.
And
I'm gonna bump.
There's
it
a
to,
little bit of a disagreement because Kokonoe is saying that I sound fine. Genti Maxi saying that I sound a bit low.
Whoa. Maybe it's Kanakastani. Oh shit.
I was listening. You are rather quiet.
Okay.
Okay. So I bumped up the desktop audio.
And if I am individually very quiet, there is something that I can do on my end to boost just my volume if
you
needed.
sound beautiful, sir. I'm just saying that right now. There's
Fantastic.
There's
no
problem
homo.
on my end. All of you. Although hammer. No,
That's always a compliment.
all three of you sound fine. So I really.
Okay, yeah, no, it sounds fine now.
Yeah, but it could be just Discord. So we're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
And son of a bitch, I'm gonna get the spare.
At some point, I want to hear someone just end up, once they give another dude a compliment, to just go complete homo. The most homo.
Full
After
homo.
the compliment.
That is all the homo. All the
Full
biggest
homo. I would suck your dick right now level of homo.
Yikes.
Wow.
Just completely commit as that. Because I've always heard no homo, and it's just always put in my mind, has there ever been anyone that has gone full homo?
Not sure that we said that here, but all right.
Too late, already been said.
There's the
shit.
guy who
Hold
hears no homo and feels sad.
The Discord.
What? No homo?
But I thought
I was already undoing my belt. Come on, not even a little homo.
Come on, just admit it. Just a little homo.
Maybe a little bi-curious. Come on, anything at all?
Any queer heterosexuality?
That just means that you get more banged out than the most abused tyrant boy in existence. You're more cum-crested than even the most desperate Mohammedan's robe. You have more people going into you than Grand Central Station, and you've had more limbs stuck in various orifices than even the oldest and most well-used Muppet in existence.
It's like being on the Jack Gunsky stream, I swear to God.
Yeah, that's about right.
You should remember the deep lore for this Hammer.
I don't know, was Hammer there for that?
Was he?
I wasn't there.
I remember Paulie was. Because he was the one that
heard
spawned
about
all this.
Yeah.
Because he was the one that he was wondering if the term quantum sexuality was a thing, and it turns out yes, it is a thing.
Yep. And then we went to the queer heterosexuality paper, and you still have yet to finish editing.
I know.
Everyone else is just wondering, what the fuck is Sanguine talking about?
We'll eventually get there, and then everyone will just be like, "What? That was it? We've been building it up for like 10 years, and it's that."
Because at a certain point, it just became a game of, I need to dial it up and come up with new ways of saying it each time.
Yeah. And you would ask me that every stream that you and I were in. But yeah, I say I got, I'm not sure exactly how long. Well, I mean, I could stay up all night pretty much tonight. The problem is that I got a job tomorrow. Tomorrow's my first day.
Ooh.
So, but the start time is at 2 p.m. So.
Oh, so you're second shift?
Second shift for the orientation. I'm going to be third shift when the job actually starts. So
how much can you tell us about this?
Yeah.
How much can you? Yeah. What's the how much detail can you give us?
Well, the pay is going to be way better than I've gotten literally anywhere else.
Hey, and just make sure you have enough space between you.
Yeah. And it's making food again. So it's a little bit like General Mills was. So that'll be fun.
I thought you were going to say like independent hitman or something along that line.
Professional killer.
Super spy.
Turns out that he's going the full James Joyce and is going to be writing the next Ulysses.
Hey, I'll read it. I mean, reading about the siege of Troy is interesting, but fucking Odysseus went through a whole heap of shit.
Which is why it was a fairly fitting name for James Joyce's book Ulysses, which was about the American meat packer and just the horrendous shit that was happening at that job.
Yeah. You know, after working for a union for almost a year at the last job I had, I'll say this. Unions had their place back when they were first incepted.
Mm-hmm.
They have no place now.
No.
Mm-hmm.
They're a dinosauric institution and need to go the fuck away. I was taking home after taxes and union dues less than $12 an hour.
Yep.
Dude, I would say that it's a weird stance to take that you would want to continue such practices when you have technology that could I want to say
obsolete.
Replace the methods that they're doing. Holy shit!
Sorry, knife fell.
Drop the spoons.
But yeah, make obsolete the circumstances that were causing such safety dangers to people that caused the unions.
Yeah, you don't need children to work in the coal mines anymore because we have.
Yeah, well, even then we have OSHA now. We didn't back in the 20s.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is the government stepped in and made it obsolete?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, the thing is that it was also how the unions ended up developing made them completely lose the fucking plot. Because a union should be very specific when it comes to what positions it covers. It should be the union for correction officers, for instance. Shouldn't deal with anything other than correction officers. But a lot of correction officers end up signing on to, what is it? It's not the Teamster, is it the Packer Union? Which is also the union for a lot of teachers' unions and a shit ton of other things. So you end up with correction officers, the most conservative group that works for the federal government, because they're dealing with goddamn, or not just federal government, but federal and state government, because they're working with criminals constantly. And there's only so many criminals that you can work with where you're still going, man, these guys just got a really rough time of it, and they aren't really that bad. No, the more that you deal with offenders, the more that you're going, these people are absolute fucking scumfucks. Yep. What the hell? So it kind of trends people naturally conservative. And you have them with, like I said, teachers, packers, bunch of other different unions. So when I was working corrections, we would constantly get emails saying, good news, the union has doubled down on its commitment to insert ridiculously progressive policy here. And everyone in the prison would just be going, what the fuck are they spending our money on? What you need to have is you need to have it focused so that it actually responds to the desires of the people that it is supposed to be the union for. And unfortunately, a lot of the unions also are just there to cover the shit people. They don't do anything for the good people. They just prevent you from firing.
Oh my god, Sanguine, you're
firing the worst people.
Way too loud. No, it's not. It was.
Sorry, I had to mute there because I was about to cough.
Nah, it came out.
But it was just something that drives me crazy because the unions could still be a thing. You just have them be fairly small most of the time.
They could,
and then when they have to do something, they cycle up, and then they go back down. They have to be specific, but they don't.
They become fucking gangster rackets type of shit.
Exactly.
You know? Look at my... I don't like my fancy... I normally don't sit like that. Just letting everybody know.
Yeah, it's just infuriating because they could still have a use. They've just ensured that they don't. And then, yeah, there's a bunch of federal laws that ensure that they don't have a use either. So the only thing that they're left with is, we'll cover the shitbags and make sure that the shitbags want us to continue around, because they know if we go down, then they go down too.
Cover the shitbags and then some.
Mm-hmm.
They always sound good on paper, but socialism sounds good on paper too.
Well.
But when you put it in practice, invariably it turns into communism. So it's the same thing with what you're saying, is that, you know, you can have these good goals. You know, you should do this, and you should increase your membership to do this, and, you know, if you're satisfied, then, you know, you can do this. But the problem is people run it. Mm-hmm. And when people have power, you know, the old adage, power corrupts.
Well,
and that's what you end up with.
Say.
Yeah, it's the same problem with...
They say absolute power corrupts absolutely, is what you're thinking about.
Yeah, that's the exact quote.
Yeah.
And it's like the example that you used, Hammer. Socialism and communism can sound decent on paper as long as you forget that we're dealing with people.
Yeah. The biggest problem with that is socialism, communism, capitalism all have their places depending on populace. You know, inside my house, it's socialism. You know, in the community, it's communism. But once you get past that, those two don't work anymore. You have to end up with free a free market capitalist society because I don't care about the guy who lives over in, buttfuck Egypt, wherever he's living. If his kids have problems with their school, that's his problem. It's not my problem. My problem is my kids. That's where socialism, communism works inside my house. So you see these things on paper and you think, oh, this would be really cool if we can get to this utopia. But then when you try to put it in practice, you end up with Stalin.
And the thing is that every time that they try to put it in play, it fails in the same way.
Yeah, well,
Without fail, it fails in the same way.
Yeah, starvation. Yep.
And it's not just starvation. Every time that they try, because you'll hear the communists say, well, that isn't true communism, because true communism states. Well, the problem is that in your playbook on how to get to your perfect communist stateless utopia is you consolidate all power with the government, and then the government dissolves. And it never reaches that second part. It's you accumulate all power in the government, and then whoever is the most vicious bastard goes, I like this power. This power is mine. Fuck everyone else. Exactly. I have this little graphic that I keep on my little JPEG I keep on my phone in my photos folder, and it shows very small people, like maybe 3 inches tall, sitting next to an electrical outlet.
3 inches tall.
And the electrical outlet says the economy on it. And it has two guys, one facing towards you and one facing away from you. And the one facing away from you has a fork above his head, aimed at the socket. And on the fork it says socialism. And the guy facing you says, everyone else who tried this has gotten hurt. And the guy facing away from you who's holding the fork says, everyone else did it the wrong way. There is no right way. If you're going to stick a fork in an electrical socket, it's going to kill you every time.
Yep.
And
I beg to differ. When I was a kid, I stuck a fork in an electrical socket, and I turned out fine. Just look at me now.
Granted, you have the same ability that Uncle Fester does, and a light bulb in your mouth. And
fuck, I'm goddamn immortal then. How many times should Fester have died?
Remember those little matchbox-sized slot cars that used to run? Tyco?
Oh,
Tyco cars.
I don't know where this is going, but yes.
Little plunger, right?
Yeah.
Well, I always thought, well, no matter how much I push that plunger down, these cars don't go fast enough. And my dad was an electrician. So I thought, I wonder what would happen if you just hooked up straight house power to one of those little Tyco engines. Those little Tyco motors, those electric motors that are inside the car.
It explodes?
You pop the capacitor out like a fucking bomb?
No, I took the actual piece out of the car and set it on a bench, and I took live electrical 120 volt wires in my hands, left and right, and I put it in the positive negative of it, and it popped the circuit, of course.
Yeah.
Because but for a very, very, very split second, that motor was very, very fast. It went bang.
Bang.
Don't mess with 120 volts, folks. That 60 hertz will kill you.
Yes, it will. It takes less than an amp to going across your heart to kill you.
Yep.
One of the more painful experiences in my life, and I would rank this above ripping muscles off the bone, above my 74% ACL tear, but substantially below the every muscle in my body cramping up at the same time, was the time that I killed my house's electric by accident by going to plug something in between two very heavy Ethan Allen wood pieces.
Wood pieces?
So, have you ever heard of Ethan Allen, the furniture company, Adam?
Oh, yeah. I've moved quite a few of them.
Yeah, so you know how solidly built Ethan Allen cabinets are. So they were two Ethan Allen cabinets. And I had to fit myself in between and plug something into the wall behind one of these. And somehow it skipped off the prong of the plug into my hand and I just ended up flopping like a fish between these two wooden cabinets, just slamming myself back and forth until the power broke. Yep.
Wait, how did that go?
Have you ever reached like over something to plug something in, right? And had your index finger on the one of the prongs of the plug as it goes and makes contact with the power?
That might have been what happened this time. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think I had that.
I did that
Hard to
once.
remember after such a shocking experiment.
Well, I did that once, and my arm just kind of like flailed around a little bit, and I dropped the wire. But it was like there was no pain or anything like that. It was just an involuntary electrical convulsion as my whole arm just went. I'm not like, the fuck just happened to me?
For me, the pain was all from getting slammed between these two Ethan Allen pieces as my body's just bucking from the electricity hitting it.
Wow. You're lucky that this circuit eventually broke.
Yeah.
When I was
beat to shit.
when I was between 10 and 12 years old, I had taken a shower and came out to the kitchen to get something to eat. We had a electric stove. That was the top of it wasn't like porcelain; it was stainless steel. And I was doing something, and I put a piece of a glass cup on the stainless steel, and the bottom of my hand touched the stainless steel. Wet feet from being out of the shower. It turned out that the stove wasn't properly grounded, and knocked me on my ass. Now that's 240 at 30 amps.
Yep.
Yeah, it just all it did was just knock me on my ass, and I made this weird sound. I can remember making the sound. I can't reproduce it because I'm not 12 anymore, but it was probably higher than most girls can hit. It made this really sound. It was it's well above what I can do now.
Proper castrati.
And my dad come running over. He's like, what? And he went to pick me up, and he put his hand on the stove.
And he got
it. Bouncing, and he got it too. But he wasn't grounded. He just felt a real hard tingle in his hand, and he let his hand go. It wasn't like, of course it's a metal surface, but because it's brushed aluminum or brushed whatever, stainless steel, it didn't make a good connection for him. So he just got the hard tingles. Kind of deal, and you get to a little bit of electricity in your hand, you could feel it tingle. That's what he got, and he's like, oh, and he's an electrician. Here's an electrician. Well, I mean, he worked for U.S. Steel, but his side thing was he used to fix TVs. He was an electrician. So here he is, an electrician, and in his own house, he has something that's, could actually kill somebody, as from electricity. So yeah, he turned the breaker off and tracked it down and found out that it wasn't grounded properly. Could have killed anybody who touched it and got a good ground. Could have killed him. That's a lot of power.
And knowing that that's how it could happen, it's kind of a wow, Mogus. But that's kind of that double-edged sword there.
Yeah. So that was my shocking story when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
It's dad joke time.
I was probably in 8th grade or high school. I can't remember if I think it was 8th grade before I ended up moving that this happened. And it just, like I said, flopped like a fish. And part of me is going, I wonder if that's why I'm as prone to, this thing might electrocute. Okay, let's continue on.
I can't remember what movie it is, but this reminds me of a movie. I can't remember the circumstances of it, but the line was something like, so that's why you are the way you are. Can't remember what movie that was. Probably a couple movies, but it kind of makes me wonder.
It reminds me of, there was a competition that was done in one of my college physics classes at one point when we were learning about circuitry. And the professor went, okay, so here's the deal. I'm going to give each lab table the rig up for this circuit. Only everything's stripped away. you have to wire it up the fastest. And whichever group does it first gets X% bonus to their grades.
Nice.
And everyone else, when they first had it set in front, they immediately started trying to wire it up. My response was thumb and pinky on one side, thumb and pinky on the other. Circuit's complete.
Oh, yeah. Why don't you go thumb pinky?
Because it gave me the biggest reach. And the problem was that all the wires that we were given were too short to be a direct run. So you'd have to wire them together.
You became the conductor.
Yep, I just went, fuck it, it's gonna be me. Wired it up and lit it immediately. The instructor went, okay, you won because you got it lit first, but that wasn't the way that I wanted you to do it.
Don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
I remember our science teacher in high school. It was junior high. It wasn't even high school.
Mm-hmm.
Had a power converter where it took AC to DC, and he was holding the positive and negative, and he was telling the student to slowly turn it up, and you know, at what point where you can feel the electricity tingling in your fingers, and then he licked both of them and said, do the same thing, and the kid turned it slowly the first time until he got to the number, and he turned it off, and when we put his hands made him so that they were wet, and the kid turned it on again, he didn't go slowly again, he went right to the same number they left off at, and of course the guy was
Yep.
The funniest thing is seeing your teacher being electrocuted in front of all the students immediately are like, half of them are all like, are you okay? The other half are laughing their asses off because they know it was going to happen.
Yeah, when I bridged the circuit with my hands just immediately started twitching and writhing. But it was just, yeah, I can deal with this.
Have you ever been hit with a stun gun?
Not yet. At some point I intend.
Not yet.
I would like to.
Hold on, not yet. Are you
not
implying that you want to get hit by a stun gun?
I want to see if I can pull the electrodes out.
Hold on, who am I sitting next to?
I don't think you're going to be able to pull electrics out. I mean, unless they don't make contact. But I mean, if you're under the effects of a stun gun, you're not going to be able to move too much.
There's a certain percent of the population that still can.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
So I want to find out if I'm part of that percent of the population.
I think after you've been electrocuted once, stun guns certainly don't seem to be the threat that they used to be.
Exactly. And it will just add to the less than lethal approaches that I've had tried on me. Because I was a corrections officer for an extended period of time.
Right.
Part of the corrections academy was learning pressure points and come-alongs.
Mm-hmm.
So, have you ever heard the term deadhead hammer?
Yeah, but it's usually in response to a marijuana user.
Whoa.
It's usually in response to someone who's a fan of the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, that was the other one I was going to say. I started with the or, but I never got to the
Dead.
second part of it. Yeah, people who listen to the Grateful Dead.
Wait, hold on. I feel attacked.
You don't like psychedelic rock, do you?
Marijuana can fuck with a few of your nerves and make it so that you're less responsive to them, but
you know what?
The term deadhead when it comes to pressure points is someone who, normally it's one or two, or a small handful of them, that don't have the proper effect on them.
I'm sorry, Holiday Cat.
So, when I was going through Correction Academy, they were showing us like 13 different pressure points to learn as means of using a come-along effectively. So come-alongs are techniques that don't cause permanent damage, but are able to gain compliance from an uncompliant person.
Right.
So they teach us about 13 of them, and I volunteered to be the person that they demonstrated the come-along on each time. So they were all in the neck, shoulders, and head, the 13 that they showed us. Out of 13, I was a deadhead for 13. My mom was a Marine MP. She was in for 35 years. She knows a shit ton of come-alongs as well, and a shit ton of different pressure points. So I had her show me a number of pressure points in the arms and hands. Out of all the ones that she showed me, I'm a deadhead for every single one of them.
Wow.
The closest that one of them came to having effect on me is apparently it is a tickle point for me rather than a pain point. So, with that, and then also getting chemicaled while in Correction Academy, yeah, I'm going, fuck it, let's complete the trifecta. Let's see if a stun gun has an effect on me and what the effect is.
Why would you even try it?
Say again?
Why would you even try it?
Curiosity.
A stun gun, dude.
Complete curiosity. Why wouldn't you try it? At least once to say that you've had it.
It's not necessarily a pleasant experience, but
Yeah.
Ooh. I think I'm more worried about the prongs as opposed to the electrical electrical charge.
Oh yeah, if you have a pacer or anything like that, you should probably shy away from it, but
I can understand the prongs thing. I've been dealing with needles all my life, so the prongs wouldn't bother me. And like I said, being electrocuted, I can't imagine a stun gun would expose me to something worse than what's happened to me already. It would just be, it's going to be painful, but it's only going to be for like 6 seconds or something like that.
yeah. And for me, the whole thing is that I'm terrified of needles, but as long as it isn't obviously a needle, I have no problem with it. Knives don't scare me one whit. Needles scare me to the point where I've thrown a doctor.
Oh shit.
The doctor wasn't very happy about it, but
Oh, they should
I
be
told-
poking and sticking.
yeah, it was in high school. I had tendonitis, bursitis, and impingement syndrome all at the same time. So anytime that you hear itis at the end of a word when it comes to medical shit, it means swelling of. So tendonitis is swelling of the tendons. Bursitis is swelling of the bursas. Most people don't know what bursas are. Bursas are these fluid-filled little lubricant sacs and joints. So they keep everything moving smoothly. Like I said, I had tendonitis and bursitis, and then I had impingement syndrome, which is also something most people don't know of. Impingement syndrome is when the bones of a joint are all too close together. So, if you don't really have swelling issues, you never really notice that you have impingement syndrome. If you have swelling issues, you automatically notice that you have impingement syndrome, because every time that you start getting swelling in a joint, or in the joint that's affected by impingement syndrome, there's two things that will happen. One of two, rather. One is your joint will start to swell up until the point where it forces whatever limb is in that joint out of the socket. So if it's a shoulder that has impingement syndrome, your shoulder will swell, then your arm will be forced out of the socket, relieving the pressure. The shoulder will go back down, and your arm will be able to be put back into the socket. Option 2 is it'll swell around the head of the bone in the socket, and it will lock that bone into the socket. And then start pinching off blood flow and nerve signaling to the arm, or to the leg, whichever joint it is. I had it in the shoulder, so it would occasionally cut off all the blood flow to my arm, and then it would slowly numb the entire arm as blood flow and nerves were cut off going to my left arm.
You know, all those options sound pretty bad. Not
Yeah,
gonna
it's
lie.
not exactly fun. I played a year of football with all three of those things happening at the same time. That scream from Bug was perfectly timed, Inquisitor. I played a year of football with all of them. Ah!
Oh shit. Okay.
But yeah, I went in to get them treated after the football season, and I told the doc when I first went in that I'm terrified, or I told the specialist that I was seeing that I'm terrified of needles. So if you have to give me a shot, let me know beforehand. Give me a moment to focus. I'll be able to deal with the needle after being given a moment. Just give me some time. And the doc went, okay. Continued on with the examination. Told me that I had impingement syndrome. Told me that I had tendonitis and bursitis. And then said, so I'll be right back. Left the room, came back in with a needle in his hand. Have any of you had cortisone shots?
No.
Nope.
Hammer, have you ever had to deal with cortisone shots? I know that you're currently muted, but hopefully you're still here, or you might have stepped away entirely.
Oh, no, I'm here. Yes, I have had cortisone shots.
Holy
So
shit.
you know how thick the needle is for cortisone shots.
Yeah, it's not fun. It goes right into your bones. It's
No. No.
And it
Yeah.
feels like someone's trying to inject you with honey or treacle.
Why would they do that to people?
It is a thick injection. So the doc comes in with a needle in his hand, doesn't say anything. In his other hand, he has an alcohol prep pad. He hooks my shirt sleeve with one finger, quickly swabs my arm, and needle goes immediately in. I told him I'm terrified of needles. My hand immediately jerks, and I'm able to catch myself at the last second before hitting him in the gut. Realizing there's a needle in my arm. If I do something, the needle might break. I don't want needle to stay in arm. Wait. So my mind is just raging as this one part of me is going, hold. And I feel the cortisone get injected, that thick honey, treacle, cornstarch solution feeling substance start to ooze and wriggle into the surrounding tissue. And I'm just waiting. The needle comes out of my arm, the doctor hits the door. Because the second that the needle left my arm, that part of me that was going, hold, went, fuck it! Arm launched out, caught the doctor in the upper gut, lower chest, just launched him at the door. He hits the door. He comes up pissed. He was a military doc. I surged to my feet, pissed, ready for a fight as well. My mum was there at the time. She just starts laughing her ass off and looks over at the doc real quick and goes, okay, first thing, he told you he was afraid of needles. Second thing, that was the arm that you were just treating. That's his weak arm.
Be thankful.
The doctor got the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
I understand that it's a one bad experience, but have you always had problems with needles?
Oh, yeah. Needles have always scared the shit out of me.
I have no problems whatsoever with needles. No problems at all. I can give myself needles. I've had needles, arms, eyes, everywhere, and doesn't even faze me at the least.
Needles scare the absolute shit out of me. I have to know that they're coming, and then I can focus and maintain my control, not be shit scared of them. But just needles there immediately spikes everything in my body of get the fuck out or beat the shit out of this person.
I've had to deal with them so much that it doesn't, like, I could be in the hospital for something and she'll say, well, what arm is better? Well, you want to use this vein right here, and I'll tap on it and say, this is the one you want to go at, because I know I've had needles so many times. I know exactly where the best ones are in my arm, just because I'm used to getting needles on a regular basis. And she'll be I'll be watching her put the needle into my arm, and I'll be saying, nope, you're missing it. Back out and go a little bit left. There you go. That's going to get it. You know, I just from experience, you being diabetic and having health issues, it becomes, you get normalized to it. It doesn't, I mean, when it comes out right down to the pain, it's just a very little bit of a pinch. It's not really anything as far as outright pain. It's just the thought and that inserting something inside your body. That's what drives people out of their minds.
Well, hold on.
And for me, it is just needles that freak me out. Because like I said, I've had knives pulled on me, and my reaction to a knife is, oh, it's a knife. I don't want that stabbed in me. But, okay, cut on this hand, let's go. And I don't freak out with knives.
I think
with needles, I freak out.
I think we lost Quiz.
We may have, and I might need to initiate the old protocol of
calling him on his phone.
No, the Queer Kids Stuff song from Byro.
No, you don't have to do that.
But it's the only thing that woke him up.
But I will say, in terms of needles, one of the things that hit me too was when I was doing tattoos, seeing the needle go into the not so much into the body, but just into a few layers of the skin. You see it, and it's just it's weird to see. And if you're not, if you're not too into needles, yeah, it's gonna hit you differently a bit, I would say.
Yeah, it's not that I enjoy it. I'm comfortable with it. You have to. You can't. If something is necessary and it's going to be happening to you on a regular basis, you just have to make peace with it. You know.
I just have to focus and deal with it.
I think if you were exposed to it on a regular basis and the needles were much smaller, like a diabetic needle or something like that, where it just, it doesn't really hurt. I mean, the diabetic needles nowadays, for the ones I'm using, I don't really use them very much anymore, but the ones I used last, they're so small. They're tiny, tiny, tiny. They're like thinner than a hair. You cannot feel them when you put them in. They're too small to feel. They go between nerves.
Pain has never been the issue for me, though.
Yeah. But not for most people. Most people just are squeamish about the entire idea.
Yeah, the idea of the needle going in. I mean, even with needles going into bone,
that hurts.
Yeah.
I tried once to convince a ER doc just to stitch up a finger. Don't fuck with the
come on
anesthetic or anything like that. Because I went in, I had shaved like a third of my finger off by accident. It was a dull cheese knife that I was opening up a packet of cheese, slipped through the packet, went straight through, stabbed down to the bone, and just kind of cut a flap off my finger.
Dude,
stuck it back down, and I was forced to go to the hospital to get it stitched back on.
How do you cut a flap with the... No.
Well, like I said, slipped through the packet, went in at probably...
Why is Timmy Pool sitting here with a mask next to him?
Well, it's like a 15-degree angle. So, 15-degree angle just under the nail down to the bone. Had to go in, get that stitched back on. They were originally going to give me surgical grade nerve block. I told them that I was immune to it. They didn't believe me. They gave me surgical grade nerve block, then did the game of no, this has to be working on you. Let's see. Okay, you look that way. We're going to poke your finger in a couple places. Let me know when I'm touching your finger and let me know where. And it was only after every time knowing when and where exactly and how hard they were pressing that they finally went, oh, okay, it isn't working on you. And
it's funny how often you have to prove things to doctors, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep, especially with that, because I found out the nerve block doesn't work on me when I got my shoulder surgery. They tried twice. You've had the nerve block before, right, Hammer?
Yes.
So you know how it deadens out everything? You can't move the arm, you don't even remember.
No. It's like it's not even, it's like it's not even there. That same thing happened when I had my stroke. Yep. My right arm just ceased to exist. It just hung there. I had to actually reach out with my left arm and pick my right arm up and cradle it.
Yep. For me, nerve blocks don't have that effect at all. They do nothing. So I was going in for shoulder surgery, had to get 2 muscles re-anchored into the bone. And they went, okay, we're going to give you this nerve block. It'll deaden out your arm for like 24 hours. You won't be able to move it. You won't be able to feel it. And I went, okay. So they gave me the nerve block, said it should kick in about 15 to 30 minutes. So we'll be back in 15 minutes. They come back and I'm scratching my head with the arm that should be dead. And they go, oh.
That's the arm?
That's the arm, right? Yep. Okay. It must be taking 30 minutes for you. We'll be back in another 15. They come back. I wave at them with the hand. Oh, maybe we didn't get it into the right spot. Let's be a bit more careful. Get this in. They gave me another dose. Left. Came back after 15. Still moving the arm. Came back after 30. Still moving the arm. Went, huh. I guess we're just gonna have to megadose you with morphine.
Okay.
So they gave me a massive amount of morphine, and then they had to gas me.
Oh, jeez.
Gassed you?
And even with that, you know how you're supposed to wake up in the recovery room?
Yeah.
I woke up as the operating room doors were hit by the foot of my bed. And
just made it out in time.
Yeah. Just got through the surgery, just being wheeled to the recovery room. I look up at the nurse wheeling me to the recovery room, tell her, I'm hungry and my shoulder hurts. And it takes a bit of time for them to realize that, yes, the man who's on the bed, who should be asleep for a good while longer, is currently speaking to them. And yes, he's saying that he's in pain, despite the anesthetic that was used on him. And he's also saying that he's hungry when most people are saying that they're nauseous when they first wake up. But learned that the nerve block doesn't have an effect on me then. Told the doc when I was getting my fingers stitched up in the ER that it wouldn't have an effect. They didn't believe me, so they tried it. Then they were going to give me another anesthetic, and I went, Can you just stitch it up without doing another needle? That would be really preferred. I'm already going to have to deal with you sticking the needle in a bunch of times. Why do I have to have one more? And they refused to do that, so I got stuck with something else, and then they finally stitched up my finger.
No, that's where you go. That's the Saigon whore who chopped off my bit. Dirty Works for you youngins. Check it out. It's actually it's free with advertisements. So it's free with adverts. You could check it out on YouTube right now. Yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It's a good movie. Yeah.
What's the name of the movie?
Dirty Work.
Dirty Work.
Dirty Work. It's Norm Macdonald and Artie Lang. Directed by Ben Saget. Bob Saget. Oh shit. Well,
Dirty
here we go.
Work. I don't think I have that movie.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, I just checked for dirty among all my movies. I have Low Down Dirty Shame, Dirty Dancing, Dirty Harry, Magnum Force, Sudden Impact, The Deadpool, Dirty Love, and The Punisher, Dirty Laundry. Those are all the dirty movies I have.
How the hell? Well,
I don't have Dirty Work.
I mean, it makes sense because Dirty Work is not a good movie.
That's not a good movie? We just recommended it to everybody.
I recommend it because Norm MacDonald's good. You know what? He's a good comedian, but an actor, no.
It's kind of like recommending Evolution. You don't recommend Evolution as high cinema. You recommend Evolution because it's a fun movie.
It's one of those movies that you watch.
Well, it's got to be better than Suburban Sasquatch, right?
Oh, Suburban Sasquatch is amazing. What are you talking about?
Oh shit! There's Quinn.
No, the guilty pleasure movie that I would recommend is Biodome.
Oh, Biodome, yes.
Is that with what was his name?
Paulie Shore.
Paulie Shore.
Paulie Shore.
Wally Shore.
I wonder if I have that.
See, again, that's.
Why do I get the feeling that Inquisitor has like a Paulie Shore collection? And it's his
what else did he
deep,
do?
dark, secret movie binge.
Hold on. Paulie
Only
Shore,
Biodome and Son-in-Law.
Son-in-Law, Biodome, and Encino Man. And In the Army Now.
Oh, sorry. Also Encino Man.
Yeah, what else did he do?
It isn't a Johnny night. We pull up IMDb.
I'm not eliminated yet. Hold on. Oh.
Paulie Shore. Let's see. Give this load up. And of course, that one's wanting to be slow, so let me put up on this.
Every fucking time, dude. How is it that it's one pin? It's one pin.
Let's see. Paulie Shore, IMDb. And the filmography for Paulie Shore is Seal. We're only caring about the ones that he's acting in. So he was apparently in Pinocchio, A True Story, How It Ends. Both of those were in 2021. Who the fuck would have guessed that Paulie Shore is still an actor? He was also in Guest House in 2020, The Midnight Gospel in 2020, Tales from the Trip. Did Paulie Shore ever stop acting? Did we just all forget that Paulie Shore was still a thing?
Are we just not seeing the video?
We just all forgot that Paulie Shore was a thing. Paulie Shore is still acting, and he's been consistently acting.
I would think that Macaulay Culkin is the same type of thing, right?
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin never stopped either. But he started doing like low key stuff. He did like student films and
he was
stuff like
he
that.
was still working, but he was low.
But yeah, he's been in a lot of things. Let's go back to his heyday, such that it was in the
fucking spare
90s.
Dude, I'm not unlimited. I'm unlimited.
His first movie, like actual movie, not like TV or anything like that, should be Encino Man.
Oh, Encino Man.
Which was also Brendan Fraser's first movie.
Was it? Really?
Well, it depends. Do you count Rockin' Reed?
Whoa. Was that a full
Never seen it.
Or The Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge?
The fuck is The Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge?
Yeah.
Fuck if I know, it's on his IMDb.
Yeah, alright.
The Wedding Band, Dream Date.
Well, aren't those like TV shows?
Let's see. Dream Date was a feature length. Wedding Band was a feature length. Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge was a feature length. Rockin' Reed was not a feature length.
Oh shit! Oh man, I thought that wasn't gonna go down. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, he was in a bunch of TV shows because he was in Liver Spots and
21
Astronaut
Jump Street.
for Keith. Oh no, that's a movie. Saint Elsewhere, and then he started doing movies with 18 again.
Rock and Read was a video short series,
Yeah.
so it's that was a TV show essentially. Dream Date was a TV movie.
Okay, so side specials.
So he was in a
don't
bunch of
count.
cheesy TV movies then.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's Encino Man, Class Act, Son-in-Law. That's a television series.
Bobby's
Indie
World?
Right Now.
Yeah.
Yep.
He was in Bobby's World.
Yeah, he was several things. George, voice of George in Bobby's World.
He was in the Goofy movie, of course. Who could forget his part in the Goofy movie? And his obsession with Cheese Whiz.
Mm-hmm.
Jury Duty.
He was unruly bar patron in Beverly Hills 90210.
Nice. Jury Duty, Biodome. The Curse of the Inferno. Or Curse of Inferno, rather.
I think a lot of his gain was from MTV.
Yeah, that's really where he was getting his big a lot of his acting gigs and things like that is working in MTV.
You know
And
what?
who could have forgotten his most important role? He was in VIP. Do you guys remember VIP?
No.
No.
It was the Pam Anderson action television series.
No.
Pam Anderson.
Where she was like a bodyguard or some shit, and you're just going, this is fucking Pam Anderson.
Didn't she do the? She had a unique tattoo as well.
Potentially, I can't remember.
I think so.
Well, he played himself in the VIP
Yes.
show.
Paulie Shore played Paulie Shore in VIP.
Yeah. I'll say another it's always like comedians who get this kind of shit. Bobcat Goldthwait is another, he still acts, he still directs. That's what he does mostly though, is directs now. But yeah, he still is a working, working in film. But you wouldn't know it.
I just saw the funniest title in this entire thing thus far. Paulie Shore is apparently in Why Men Go Gay in LA.
Why men? What?
Who wants to bang Paulie Shore though?
Exactly. But apparently, Why Men Go Gay in LA is one of the things that Paulie Shore has acted in.
Well, what's her name? The lady who is always taking her tits out in the early Kevin Smith movies. Jerry something?
I can't remember the full name.
She was Pauly Shore's girlfriend in Biodome.
Mm-hmm. He was also in Anthony Weiner's Other Sex.
She was the main character in Chasing Amy. I can't remember her name. Now I'm gonna look at it. Joy Lauren Adams. That's her name.
Oh yeah. Didn't she date fucking Kevin Smith?
I know her from somewhere. She was in Big Daddy?
Yeah.
I think so.
Big Daddy? Was it?
Let's see. Joey Lauren Adams. Let's look up her IMDb.
So just because I had to look, Pauly Shore plays Anthony Weiner in Anthony Weiner's Other Sex.
Yeah, she was Monique in Biodome. She was Gwen in Mallrats. What you were asking about?
I think she was in Big Daddy with what's his face?
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Yeah, Layla Maloney.
Yeah, Layla.
Maloney.
That's right. She cute. Nice body, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully she didn't do the botched lipo like Tara Reid.
Tara Reid.
Oh my god! Did you ever see the pictures of that whole thing?
No.
Oh man,
They
They
destroyed
really-
her stomach.
and her boobs too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a damn shame.
I think I'd rather stick broken glass in my ears than listen to her talk, though.
Oh yeah, she was never really a charming actress, but
And her voice is awful.
they took a fairly nice body and made it look like an old man's wrinkled ball sack.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
it's terrible. It's terrible what she ended up with on the other side.
Really high pitch of voice. Yes.
A lot of social pressure caused that.
And Sora Luna says that VIP is still in syndication in Romania. What the fuck is wrong with Romania? You syndicated VI fucking P. What the fuck?
Oh, good lord! I'm just looking at her and like, it's some sort of like, oh, Maxim. It was something for Maxim. Holy shit! Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, they took someone who had a very attractive body and made it look like an old man's sack. That's the only way to explain that without having someone look at it.
It's weird because like her abdominal area, like where she's you know, where the ribs, you know, meet the abdominal wall and the abdominal wall goes down. It looks like Ricky Berwick's back.
Mm-hmm.
She was oh, we know you're talking about Reed. Yeah, I was still looking at Joey
Oh.
Lauren Adams. She was topless in Mallrats.
Oh yeah, she was. Yeah. So
There's
when
no
when
surgery
Kevin
there.
Kevin Smith you know, bursts through the wall with the Batman helmet. Fly, fat ass, fly!
Do I even have Mallrats?
I love that movie.
Find movie Mall. Yep,
Now
I
I'm
have
just
it.
waiting for Sora Luna to react because I just heard the what the fuck is wrong with Romania stream. So I'm just waiting for a response now.
I need to get back to watching movies because I was watching movies and rating them for a while there, and I kind of got away from it because I have so many movies to watch. I just haven't gotten around to them. Mallrats is one of them. I've never watched it. I haven't.
Oh, you should. You should. Hey,
Yeah,
one of my
there are
favorites.
certain movies that you have to watch. What was the one with the guy with the stapler?
Office Space.
Office Space.
Office Space. I was thinking the Office. That's a TV show. Yeah, Office Space.
Hey,
I need to watch that. I need to watch more. There's a couple of good movies out there that are like pop culture movies that are really good that I just never got around to watching.
I believe you have my stapler.
Yeah.
Okay, set the building on fire.
Man, Sora Luna's taste in things is absolutely goddamn wild. Because she just said, I love VIP. I'm happy I can watch it every couple of years when I visit. And there are things that Sora Luna will say that she loves that are really damn good. And then there are other things that I'm just going, good God, woman. What the fuck is going on with your taste?
I thought VIP was a TV show.
It
VIP
is.
is a TV show. It was a TV show where Pam Anderson was a bodyguard, I want to say. And
I'm thinking Veep is what I'm thinking of.
Yes, you're thinking Veep with Tina Fey.
Right.
Was it Tina Fey?
No, it wasn't Tina Fey.
thought
It
it
was
was,
the other
Seinfeld
person
lady.
from Jerry Seinfeld show. What was her name?
Elaine.
Elaine.
Well, it's
Elaine
not
was the
Elaine.
character. In
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seinfeld. Yeah.
Hold on. Wait.
Louise
okay.
Dreyfus, something like that.
So
Yeah, I think it's Louise Dreyfus. Yeah.
hold on. So the three of you,
Julie.
I'm willing to go another fucking half hour, 45 minutes. If not, you know, it's on you. And Hammer, this is hitting your hour mark type of stuff. So I mean,
That's not hard and fast or anything, man. You can go
No.
for as long as you want if you
well,
want to hang out for another half hour.
I kind of want to do another sword fight because I want to try it again. But
Okay.
No homo?
Whoa.
Whoa!
Here we go again. Bringing it all around. Good job, Sanguine.
Exactly.
But I'm willing to hang continuously. If you guys are, I just want to know.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Otherwise, we can
Sure.
close off the show and then move it to somewhere else, and that's.
So then I have to ask the panel then, Hammer, since you've not seen Mallrats, have you seen any of Kevin Smith's old movies?
You'll have to name them for me to tell you.
Clerks?
Dogma.
No.
Let
Let me check to see if I have Clerks. Hold on a second.
Dogma.
Find movie.
Wait,
you
have
should
seen
definitely see
Dogma?
Clerks.
I do have Clerks.
Yeah. You should
Dogma.
definitely see Clerks. Clerks, I would recommend them in this watch order, even though I prefer and my favorite movie is Mallrats.
All right, we're going.
You should
into
probably
overtime,
watch
ladies and
Clerks
gentlemen.
first.
Okay.
So Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy.
I have it.
I love that movie too. This is another
And you know
really
what? If you're going into it, get into the Clerks cartoons. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, the Clerks cartoon's really good too. Yeah, I really enjoyed that one. And then Dogma.
I think I have Dogma. That's with DOGMA. Yeah, if that's the movie I think it is, it has
Alan Rickman with the Ken doll.
Yeah.
it has what the hell's it? The female singer
Alanis Morissette.
Alanis Morissette. That's Dogma, right?
Yeah, Alanis
Yeah.
Morissette is God. Yeah.
Yeah, as God. Yeah. I think I've seen it, but it must have been like when it first came out because that's all I can remember about it.
Yeah.
I
And then
remember
yeah,
there being a long road and somebody's broken down with their car.
yeah, and Chris Rock comes flying out of the sky.
Chris Rock, right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I'll have to watch it again.
He's the 13th apostle.
The black guy is the 13th apostle.
Yeah.
Didn't they do it?
That's funny.
And that's why
You knew Jesus.
they said.
You owe me $12.
Oh shit. Okay. We're gonna start.
Yeah. I say personally, I think Mallrats is the best in the series, but yeah.
Okay, I like the cartoon series. It's fantastic.
For Clerks?
The Clerks cartoon
Yeah.
series is fantastic. Mallrats is pretty good. Fucking Dogma. Wait, is that the name of the show? The movie? Dogma?
Yeah, Dogma.
Right? Okay. That that movie is awesome.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, it's great.
Alan fucking Rickman as Gabriel.
Oh no, he was the
Oh,
Metatron.
Oh yeah, the
Ah,
Metatron.
The
Yeah.
voice of God.
Yep.
I am the Metatron, the voice of God.
I thought Gabriel because Gabriel tends to be the one who is depicted as the voice.
And Ben Affleck and Matt
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
They're fallen angels who were banished to Wisconsin.
Yep.
Who would want to be in Wisconsin?
Every time I think of Matt Damon, there are two things that spring to mind. One is, of course, Matt Damon. And the other is there was a commercial that Matt Damon did where it was like he came on and went, "Hi, my name's John." And he was reading off the script like he was this customer for the company. And I was at a convention with my best friend, and my best friend is kind of popping in and out of the room as that commercial comes on. And it's, "Hi, my name's John. Hi, John." And then he immediately looks at the screen and goes, "Wait, you fucking lied to me. You're not John. You're Matt fucking Damon." And continued on, and I just goddamn lost it. So now every time I think Matt Damon, you're Matt fucking Damon.
How do you know where that comes from? That Matt Damon. I don't know where that came from. Does that come from like Saturday Night
Team
Live or
America.
something?
South Park.
Yeah.
No, Matt Damon was Team America.
Son of a cock.
Was it? Oh yeah, it was. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the same
It was-
thing,
it
right?
was,
It's Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
He was part of the Film Actors Guild.
That's the marionettes, right?
God damn it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the marionettes one. The with Kim Jong Un.
Team America World Police. Yeah.
Kim Jong Il. With I'm Shoronri. Shoronri.
And like I said,
Matt
Matt Damon was part of the Film Actors Guild, or FAG for short.
I blame Cryptic. Let me just put that out. We're still Minions. We're still streaming live Minions, right?
Yes.
Okay, so, yeah, that's Cryptic's fault. There you go, Cryptic. Cook your food and everything. I'm blaming you for this one. I lost that. That was it, damn it. Okay. Let's do one more.
But yeah, Hammer, you should definitely watch Mallrats. Like I said, it's my favorite Kevin Smith movie.
But Clerks first.
Yes, Clerks first, then Mallrats.
All right.
Clerks, yes.
I'll try to hit Clerks tonight if I can.
Clerks 2 is good too.
I say it's old Kevin Smith, and Kevin Smith was really known, like, in his older movies, he was known for punchy, witty, and very funny dialogue.
Yeah.
Those movies are like extremely dialogue heavy.
Which makes it such a shame that what he's now known for.
Yeah, all of his movies he's been making recently have been garbage.
You got to think him talking about the people working on the Death Star.
Yeah.
Chewbacca! What a Wookiee! Okay, this bitch is not gonna fucking...
See, every time that I think of other people on the Death Star, it just makes me think of the Eddie Izzard bit. The Death Star Canteen.
That must have been, that must not have been in Dress to Kill. It must have been another thing he did.
Let me quickly double check which one the Death Star Canteen.
I know Dress to Kill almost verbatim. I can almost do the whole show. I've watched it so many times.
Someone just joined us.
Oh.
That would be Sora.
Oh,
Hello.
Howdy.
I'm made it home.
Holy shit.
An hour and a half after you guys started.
Yeah, well, you know,
She was racing home to watch VIP.
See, since you're doing overtime, I figured I'd pop on and defend my taste to Sanguine.
Like I said, some of the things that you like, really quality. Other things you just go, Sora, come on. Really?
It has everything. It's like you have everything you need, right? It's quick. It's like half an hour. You have sun. You have fun early 2000s terrible fashion. You've got Pam Anderson being campy. Everything is a lot of fun, you know?
Look at that.
I have more respect for Nash Bridges than I do VIP.
I don't know. It's a good show. But yeah, no, there's this one channel, and I don't think it's Romanian. I think it's some other block. Comes out from a different thing, but it's subtitled in Romanian and they play it in English. And yeah, that's always there. That's always playing. Also, like first, second, like the early seasons of like NCIS play all the time. The same things.
Those are decent.
Yeah, I'll show up there and it'll be the same programming from a few years back. It's great.
I'll show up there.
And I looked it up. It's the Death Star Canteen is from The Circle.
Oh, yeah. It had to be. It couldn't have been from Just to Kill. I know that one too well.
Mm-hmm. See, I remember the bits better than I remember which show the bits were in. Like, I can remember the entire auction of the small dog.
Can't remember which Eddie Izzard one it was, but I loved his explanation of the difference between bollocks and the dog's bollocks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, the explanation of the Bible, and it's the Old Testament where every man had a big booming voice and a huge fuck-off beard. Even the dogs had huge fuck-off beards, and they went wah, wah, because they were French, apparently.
French? Wait, hold on. Are French known for their big beards?
No, we're known for, in an earlier bit, he was doing the difference between the onomatopoeia for dogs barking. And in English, you have bark, bark, and woof, woof, which kind of sound like what dogs actually make. And in French, you have wah, wah.
In Romania, you have hum hum.
In Japan, it's wan wan.
Yep.
I like hum hum better.
You know what?
Does it make you hungry?
I'm just happy
A little
that
bit.
you joined us even at this moment, Sora. That's awesome. Ham.
Hum hum. You have to say it with an accent, Adam. Hum hum.
Hum.
It makes me think of Spam from Monty Python.
Oh.
Hum, 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 hum. Or
Once a spam, lovely spam.
have you ever seen that comedian? He's a comedian slash ventriloquist.
Oh, Dunham?
Dunham. Yeah, his one of his I guess they call him puppets. One of his puppets makes fun of his name, and he calls him Jeff Ham. Instead of calling him Dunham, Dunham, he says Dunham, the other white meat.
Oh, but he's pushing that.
That was
Pretty funny.
Peanut, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was Peanut. That's right. You know that he was, for like 3 years, he was the comedian that made the most money.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
believe it.
surprised.
Beat,
Yeah.
beat Seinfeld, beat Rock, beat them all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jeff Foxworthy is another high contender for that.
Yeah.
He even beat Jeff Foxworthy.
So it was like
Good
for
for
3 years, he was like way above it because he works like every day of the week. He works every single day. He doesn't have a, I work a weekend and I have a week off. He didn't do that. He worked every single day, Monday through Sunday. So, and his wife divorced him and took half his shit.
Yep.
Well,
Oh,
that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
Son of a cunt.
This is why you don't get married, ladies and gentlemen.
See, that's
or you
why
have a prenup.
That's why it always pisses me off whenever I hear people say, well, there aren't enough rich women. And I'm going, no. Do you know who the richest woman is? It's the wife of the richest man. Do you know who the second richest woman is? It's the wife of the second richest man. Almost invariably.
Dude,
There's
almost
a
every
fuck
time.
ton of rich women, just we don't pay attention to them because the thing that they did in order to earn their millions or billions is they married well.
They found the schmuck who didn't have a prenup. And you know what's sad is when you sit there and you say, hey, where's the prenup? They'll sit there, oh, well, why want that?
Yeah, why would
Do
you
you
want?
not
Don't
love
you
me?
love me?
Yeah, see, this is no. Prenup protects both parties.
Yeah.
Get a prenup.
See,
If only should you have kids,
Fuck off!
makes life easier if you get a divorce.
See, the way that I view it is, it should be that every no-fault divorce should have you leave with what you came with, and then half of whatever was made after you started being married. So
That's reasonable.
Yep. Because
and not ever going to happen.
Yeah,
I know
It's reasonable and therefore not part of divorce court proceedings.
Oh, I absolutely know. But that would be the thing that would make sense. Because that way, if someone comes in filthy fucking rich, and they marry someone who was, I don't know, a waitress, or insert basic job here, and they get divorced, then the person who was basic job gets what they came in with, plus half of whatever was earned since the marriage started. That seems fairly reasonable. Doing the half of everything? No, fuck you. If you marry a billionaire, well, you have $40,000 to your name, just because you married a billionaire does not mean that if you divorce him 2 years later, you should be a billionaire as well. Fuck you.
There's a lot of those rules that don't make sense. It's stuff like child support is based on income, not on the child's needs. I'm sorry, but no child needs $75,000 a month to survive. Maybe $7,000 a month, at the outside. But just because you make, $175,000 a year doesn't mean that kid gets any more than the guy who makes, $40,000 a year.
Yeah. And the thing that's even more infuriating when it comes to that is the fact that there's no means of making sure that the money's actually spent on the child.
Yeah, you should be required to provide receipts for everything.
I mean, you could even see it like wasn't there that dude who bought a whole bunch of vinyls, and God damn it, but he went into a car accident, and it was one of those like, oh, he's a sign of uber rich people being able to get away with their fucking.
Oh, you mean the influenza bullshit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was absolute horseshit when that came through. And
you mean affluenza?
Yes.
Yeah, it was affluenza.
I was like, wait.
Influenza? What?
I mean, I don't know if he had a disease, but
the affluenza.
Affluenza, yeah.
Yes.
That's gross.
That was infuriating when that came through. And then there was also the one dude who was a sperm donor in New York, I want to say. And the butch lesbians that chose his sperm in order to get knocked up were able to sue him for child support.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they basically doing that, and not only that, but the court even agreeing to hear something like this, right?
Yep.
Allowing that to be just cause. Way to put a chilling effect on anybody wanting to donate, right? Like.
Yep.
Because, I mean, people help families with infertility or families like lesbian families, etc. And you're like, what the hell are you doing? What's this is nonsense, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah,
this is why you should just adopt.
The courts
you don't have that problem.
Allowed them to sue the man for child support.
That's so gross.
When they had selected his sperm that he had freely given to the sperm bank for people to opt into using. And then they allowed them to sue, which was just a fuck you. What the hell?
Yeah, what were they doing at that? At that point,
Did they win after the suit? I never heard the.
I think they did. Yeah.
They appealed. That sounds very appeal worthy. If you're gonna donate, and then change your name. Move out of the country.
Yeah.
Protect yourself.
I would just say don't donate. If that's a risk, just don't donate.
Yeah, I guess you gotta weigh the risks.
Well, see, when you hear of stories like this, it gives me, more and more favor of the whole idea you need to have a license to have a kid.
Oh, and I was mistaken. It was Francis that this happened in.
Service guarantees citizenship there, Sora.
Would you like to know more?
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
Yeah. It happened in Kansas, and yeah, the decision was that the guy had to pay child support.
The hell? That's just wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That is just wrong.
Hey, as long as people are paying their dues. At least.
Yeah. There's so many things going on with court and that kind of stuff that it's just best to keep out of it. Don't put yourself in a position where you can screw yourself. So. And the courts are the same in Canada, aren't they? Basically.
I don't actually know anything about like for if you can sue your sperm donor.
Doorbell.
Sure.
Yeah. Is that Mouse?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that Jake in the background?
Yeah, it was Jake.
Oh.
Little woof woof.
She heard our doorbell. We
It's the
ordered
puppy.
food.
Oh, that's evil noise.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask Jen on the Wednesday show about
Here we
what's...
go. This is on Boy to Law, Los Angeles. Do sperm donors pay child support? Hopeful parents struggling to conceive and many same-sex couples resort to sperm donation to start families. Typically, a sperm doctor relinquishes all parental rights or any child born using the genetic material at the time of donation. In some cases, a same-sex couple or women struggling to conceive may ask a close friend to provide a sperm donation, and he would waive his parental rights in a similar fashion. However, it's important for sperm donors to know their rights and obligations, as well as the correct way to go about donating sperm. You cannot waive parental rights via contract. A judge in Topeka, Kansas recently ruled that a sperm donor owed thousands of dollars in back child support for a child 4 years after the child's conception. The donor thought he had surrendered all parental rights through the contract signed with the child's mother, but the Kansas court ruled that a parent cannot waive parental rights and escape parental obligations through a contract. There are only 3 ways a parent can waive his or her parental rights. Thank you. A judge determines that the parent is unfit based on the objective evidence, such as history of drug abuse or domestic violence, relinquishment of parental rights, and adoption, if a parent relinquishes his or her parental rights voluntarily, so another person may legally adopt the child. The parent is no longer obligated to provide child support. Abdication of a child in need of care. This would apply to the custody case in which one parent does not want to receive any custodial rights over the children involved, and the custodial parent does not argue for child support. Any of the scenarios would end with termination of parental rights, effectively releasing the parent from any obligation to pay child support. In the case of sperm donors, it's essential for men to only donate sperm at licensed facilities that employ certain certified physicians. Donating at a licensed facility is the best way to ensure that you complete your donation without having to worry about future child support obligations. Most facilities guarantee anonymity, so the donor will not know when or if his donation is used, and the mother receiving the donation will not have any way to contact the donor. Some facilities will provide special provisions, such as if a donor is willing to have contact with the donation recipient or any type of involvement in the child's life. Only when a sperm donor would have any type of legal right to a child conceived through his donation would be through a private contract, in which case the father could sue for visitation and custodial rights, and the mother could sue for child support. In this type of situation, generally only occurs between parties who know each other and agree to a donation on personal terms. Most states use genetics to determine legal parentage. If no one assumes the role of the child's father after the sperm donation, the state would consider the child's genetic father as having parental rights. If the child's mother is married, and the court would likely allow the mother's partner to assume the parental rights, as long as doing so would be in the child's best interests. So apparently, knowing the whole story, it wasn't a sperm donation in like the vein of artificial insemination. It was he told the woman, "Hey, I'll use my sperm so that you can have a child." And yeah, we can just work. We don't need no doctors. Get that middleman out of here. Get this turkey baster.
I'll come in a cup. You then use a turkey baster.
Yeah.
So I found a couple of things here for Canada. There was this National Post article from 2017 from Ontario, where a sperm donor was sued for support almost 20 years after donation. So at the time, it was the first known case of a gamete donor being sued for child support. Around that time, 2016, 2017, there was a change in the family law in Canada. There was Bill 28, which is the All Families Are Equal Act, which basically added modernized language, because obviously things like reproductive technologies change all the time, and so you need to protect that in the law. So they were, it hadn't yet come into effect when this guy got sued, and he donated at a clinic 20 years ago at the time, in a clinic in California, to a former classmate, but it was all done through a doctor's clinic. And they were trying to fight that under the new law. They're trying to say that it should apply to him because, hey, it's been 20 years, right?
Right.
And they're modernizing it. But yeah, that's as far as the article went. I'll look into a bit more, but that's interesting. It's 20 years. Like, you can't really.
Yeah, what
that
law
sucks, man.
What law are they going to publish that's going to change everything? You know.
Yeah.
But this is interesting. So one of the other reasons that they're changing, like why they wanted to amend the law at the time is, and why people were criticizing it. So one big thing is that people at the time, and pop in the polls and stuff, they didn't like the fact that they were taking away mother and father on birth certificates.
Mm-hmm.
So the new law uses birth parent. So people are like, the hell is this? Whoa, And then the original wording, so the reason why it hadn't been enacted yet was the way it was worded. If you had a good enough lawyer, it would make it possible for an R word to sue his victim for parental rights.
An R word?
Well, I don't know if we can say that word. An essayist can sue his victim for parental rights. So if his essay conceived a child, he can sue that woman.
I don't want to say it.
Yeah, so people were like, no, we can't have this.
I like how, by your attempt to avoid the word, you made it sound like people that are just writing essays. God damn.
See, Adam and I both went to the she's just being racist to Hispanic people. Oh my god.
Okay. So you took it as you were being racist to Hispanics. I took it as video essayists are just running around siring Bibles left and right.
Hey man,
Yo, essay, that's my home. That's my kid, Holmes.
I didn't think about that.
Oh shit.
But yeah, I don't even remember this being much in the law. There you go.
ContraPoint's able to sue people.
Can you possibly sue them back for withholding visitation rights for 20 years?
I don't know.
I got it.
So, sadly, I have to run off to work. So I will chat with you all later.
Have a good work.
Have a good night, Sanguine.
See you, Sanguine.
Bye.
Night.
You know what? I'm actually gonna end the stream after this show, or oh, damn it.
No, Adam, don't go.
Well, I mean,
what will we do?
I think we've been going for like an hour and a half, and as much as I love to chat, I don't want to go against the numbers, the number game.
The algorithm.
Yeah, I hear you.
We are slaves to the algorithm.
Fuck yeah, I got a spare. I'm still in it. Hold on. Ba-doom. All lanes done.
This is a cute looking game.
Is this
Wii Sports.
Wii Sports?
No. Something Sports.
Switch Sports.
Switch Sports, that's it.
Yeah.
Because it's not a Wii, it's a Switch.
Switch. Oh,
I got the
my
burger.
goodness. I've been spending a lot of time on this.
I miss bowling. I haven't gone bowling in a very long time.
Yeah.
I used to have a friend that was part of a league, but she stopped too.
I wouldn't mind going bowling.
The one friend that actually I went bowling with all the time moved out of province, so everybody else is not interested and like meh. You know, I'm not great. It's just that you need at least 4 people, you know.
Yep.
And then I never looked into it to see if there's anybody like doing amateur like leagues or anything like that. I just don't have the time for that. It's one of those things when you have a friend or a core group of people who go and say, "Hey, anyone want to go on a Friday night?" People are like more, "Okay, yeah, let's go." And then which is what we used to do, but
you know, that's the key. You got to be able to have a core group of people that you want to go bowling with. I mean, you're just tossing the ball down the lane, but at the end of the day, you don't want to do it with like random strangers. It's weird. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to be tossing balls with strangers. I agree.
Yeah.
You want to have
last time I went bowling was with my coworkers when General Mills was closing.
I haven't been bowling since I was like 30, but I used to bowl a lot. There was like maybe 4 or 5 years where we go every other weekend. I got my own bowling ball. I got my own shoes, everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Very
stored
nice.
somewhere. I have no idea where it is now.
I don't know what's it called. You know the type of bowling where it's a tiny little ball, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't have the finger holes or anything because it can fit. It's like a
Right.
shot put.
Oh, bocce ball.
And then but it's like it's the regular pins and everything, but you put it out. Anyway, we had this bowling alley that was across the street from where my dad lived, and everybody did their birthdays there because they did disco. So you come dressed all in white and you would glow, and they would put like it was all black lights and disco lights and 80s and 90s music, dance music, and it was like the best thing. Every kid had their birthday there. I had my birthdays there, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, it's called duck pin, right?
Duck pin.
Duck pin bowling?
I have no idea. I can't
That's
remember.
what it's called in the States.
I just knew it as the bowling place. So it was just insert doxing address here bowling, family bowling. It was the name of the neighborhood, and it was family bowling. Unfortunately, it was a little strip mall area. Fantastic place. We had a family owned theater, Chinese restaurant, the bowling place alley underground, like a family hardware store, and a grocery store, and a saloon, like a hair place. And it was a little strip mall there. Fantastic place, like full of kids in the neighborhood. And of course, they tore everything down because developers came in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Such
So
the times, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, what they made in places is nice, but all of those like childhood fun things are gone. But I'm mostly sad about the bowling alley.
There's a bowling not too far from here. I've never been to it. I don't know if I could still bowl, but big. It's like 40 lanes, huge place. I just never been in there. They do sell pizza. I've ordered pizza from them, but I've never been in the bowling alley part.
Just reminded of that scene from Gross Point Blank. Can never go home, but apparently you can shop.
Yeah. See, it's like a 7-Eleven or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the kids playing Doom. That's one of my favorite movies, favorite Cusack movies. Groundhog Day.
Oh yeah, same. No, it's Gross Point Blank.
Oh, Gross Point Blank, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is another favorite movie, Groundhog Day. But yeah, Gross Point Blank is one of my favorite movies.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of weird but plausible. Strange, but yeah, it's like, yeah, that could actually really happen if all those things were true. You could actually see
the TLDR for people who don't know what movie we're talking about. Essentially, an assassin, a hitman, is invited to his 10-year high school reunion.
Wait, what?
The movie starts out with Blister in the Sun, so it's got to be a good movie right there.
Yeah. I'll say the song is playing when the dude is playing Doom on the arcade machine is Ace of Spades
Yeah.
by Motorhead.
And who is the chick in it? She's really cute. I can't remember her
Minnie
name.
Driver.
Minnie Driver. Even older Minnie Driver is still pretty.
Mm-hmm.
She's really nice.
Very pretty woman.
She's funny too. She's from England, but she almost all of her parts, all of her movies, she plays an American.
Mm-hmm. I'll say the soundtrack to that movie is incredible too. You have staples from the 80s. You have like obscure stuff like the Specials.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's great.
Toots and the Maytals.
Toots and the Maytals. It's always they're really good too.
All the Cusack movies usually have really good soundtracks. He did the one where he's a record store owner.
High Fidelity.
High Fidelity. Fantastic soundtrack.
Yep.
Ends with Let's Get It On with Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, what a great soundtrack. I mean, he works in a record store. You know, that's the whole movie's about him, that he works in a record store. So you're going to hear all these great songs.
Yep.
I think I have just about every Cusack movie. I even have War Inc.
Mm-hmm.
That was supposed to be the follow-on to Grosse Point Blank.
Yes, it was. But it was supposed to be Martin Blank, but it really wasn't.
Yeah. It was the same part, but not that. It was the wrong name.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly.
Well, hey.
My other favorite Cusack movie is 1408.
Great movie.
The weird horror thing?
Yeah.
You know, the ghost story one?
Yeah. There was a third in that series with Grosse Point Blank and War Inc. It was something Numbers. Let me see if I can find the movie. The Number Shield or the Number something. I'm searching right now.
Well, the only one that's important is Grosse Point Blank. That's the only one.
Yeah, really. This the third movie in the trilogy wasn't bad. It was better than the first one. The Number Station never made it as a big name kind of movie, but if you watch it, it's Martin again. It's the same part, but this time it was actually a good movie as well. I have so many movies that I had to build a batch file to search for movies by name. So I wrote a batch file that I could just like say FM, which is the name of the batch file, find movie, space, and any part of the movie. Or I can find by date. So if something was in 2013, I could just find movie 2013. I'll show all the movies that I have that are in that year. So I said find FM space numb, N-U-M-B, and I got I Am Number 4, the Number 23, and Number Station.
Connor, you down to hang out for about 20 more minutes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm a little hungry, but I'm okay.
I just had my dinner. We ordered in. I ordered in a burger.
A burger?
Not to
burger.
dismiss,
what did you have on it?
The other two,
just ketchup. It was cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
Only ketchup. I'm fine with being plain some days.
It's my preference.
I just want to be able to. I'm gonna open up
I won't tell you what I'll have on my burger because Adam will be mad.
What?
Well, sometimes
Mayonnaise.
I personally like mayonnaise, lettuce, and onions on my burger.
Whoa.
I like that all the time.
Yep.
Why would you have onions on your burger?
I'll say this though, I don't like mayonnaise, lettuce, and onions on a cheeseburger. I want just regular burger, no cheese.
Not cheese.
Mr. Yest asks in chat, Hammer, will you go see Jurassic World Dominion? I never heard of that movie, but I do have
They're back.
Jurassic Park.
Hold on, they made a new Jurassic Park movie?
Yes, and the original actors are back. That
Yeah,
is the only one I'm excited to see.
There was the first 3 Jurassic Park movies. Only the first two were based on actual novels. Michael Crichton didn't write the third one, and he only wrote the second one because they wrote the screenplay for the second one, and so he felt obligated to write a novel about it. And then Jurassic World came out, and the idea behind Jurassic World is that InGen, the corporation that developed Jurassic Park, went back to Ila Nublar and actually made the Jurassic Park. Only, just like a park, it's not called Jurassic Park. Like how we have Disneyland. Well, this is Jurassic World. And they of course everything goes wrong. Only unlike with Jurassic Park, where it was just the little the experts that coming to kind of give their feedback to the lawyers so that they can open the park. The park is actually open to the public. So there's all of these people trying to be evacuated while dinosaurs run loose. It was a fairly interesting concept for a movie. I wasn't too disappointed with it because it's just a dumb popcorn flick movie. It's also starring Chris Pratt. Yep.
Yeah.
I've not seen the second one, and the third one, which is Jurassic World Dominion, is a return of the original Jurassic Park cast in addition to the Jurassic World cast.
Oh, they combined them. That's nice.
Yeah, that's why I want to see. I didn't see the second one either. The first one was okay. I was more interested because I go for the dinosaurs.
I felt bad for that
Dominion
babysitter.
Rex or whatever. Yeah, the poor, the one that they just basically MacGyvered in a lab, and she's angry and yeah. See, this is the thing why I also feel sad about it. Why I don't like the second one, because they hunt them, right, to bring them to San Francisco. I can't remember. I stopped watching. I've tried I don't know how many years, and I've never seen the full, like the original second movie. I've never seen. I don't like the hunting of them.
Oh, you're talking about Lost World?
Lost World, thank you. Yeah,
okay.
I don't like the hunting of them.
Ironically, some of the most iconic scenes from Jurassic World or from Jurassic Park Lost World are actually scenes that were in the first book, but never made it into the movie. Like the bit, there's this bit where they hide in this waterfall, and the T-Rex like pokes its head inside the waterfall and tries to bite them, and only is able to get like one or two people. That actually happens in the book, in Jurassic Park book. Another thing that I kind of love, if you read the book and then watch the movie, there's a whole bunch of people that die in the book that live in the movie, and that live in the movie that die in the book. Like one of the ones that really throws you off is David Attenborough's character, the guy who owns the park.
Yeah,
he dies in the book.
Oh,
he's not. He's dead in real life, right?
No, he's dead in real life. Yeah. I'm just saying that, like, in the movie,
does he die via dino? Like
yeah. Okay, the that one bit in Lost World. Well, I can't sit here and reference scenes in Lost World if you haven't seen the whole movie, but there's a scene in in Lost World where I think they're called Dilapidons. They're like the tiny little chicken-sized predator dinosaurs.
Is it the ones who spit?
Well, no, they attack in swarms.
Oh, okay.
And like bite you with like death of 1,000 cuts. They're just all these little tiny dinosaurs biting you.
Yeah.
That's how David Attenborough's character dies in the book.
That's a sad death. That's not a very exciting death.
Yeah.
Well, it's not pleasant.
The Asian genetic doctor that is in every movie that dies in the book. I think he's the first victim of dinosaur death in the book.
How does he die in the book, though?
I believe raptors get him.
Oh.
Best deaths in the series, though, for me, it's still the guy who gets eaten on the toilet. I know he's hiding in there, but still.
Oh, the lawyer lives! The lawyer lives in the book.
Okay, so they had fun with the lawyer, killed him in the movie. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's a good switch. That was a fun switch.
The
It wasn't
lawyer lives in the
particularly
book?
pleasant.
Oh no.
First time I watched that movie, I thought the girl, what the Linux girl. I know this.
Yeah.
This is Linux.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was Kirsten Dunst, and it's not.
No.
No.
That's
No.
Aaron Richards. But I, for a couple of years, I was like, oh yeah, yeah. I was surprised that she was in that film. She wasn't in the film. Somebody else.
She was in Jumanji, that I think was
Yeah.
around the same time. They kind of looked the
Yeah.
same at that
Yeah.
that age.
It's the same sort of premise too. You know,
Yeah.
wild animals
Yeah.
and
Well,
how to
wasn't
escape
she
wild
in
animals.
some vampire movie around that time?
Interview with a Vampire.
I think so.
When
Was
she
that
was
Kirsten
younger,
Dunst?
yeah. Kirsten
Actually,
Dunst, yeah, as a
that movie's-
little kid.
That movie's actually called Interview with the Vampire. Did you know that?
Whoa.
Yes.
The vampire.
Yeah, it's not with a. It's with
Oh.
the.
This is specific.
Yeah, look it
Okay.
up. IMDb.
Vampire.
It's actually been Interview with a Vampire.
I don't know. Somebody put a Twitter post with her image, and they were like, "Good God, she's still attractive." And I'm like, "Yeah." Man. I don't know. If,
She's adorable.
I don't know
I
if
love
I like her
Kirsten
with her
Dunst.
blonde hair.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
She was in one of my favorite childhood movies was the made-for-TV Tower of Terror movie. I think it's Tower of Terror. She's the daughter.
Oh, Tower of Terror with the
Yeah,
the Disney fucking
like it's a Disney.
about the attraction ride.
Yeah, but I think it's Tower of Terror. It's with her in it.
I think the only made-for-TV movie that I remember and have actively
Yeah,
gone
this-
out of my way to try and find was the Generation X pilot.
What? No.
Yeah.
The X-Men.
Yeah, well, it's Generation X is what
Yeah,
it's
Oh
called.
Generation
shit! Hold
X,
on.
yeah.
You know what?
I remember
I'm gonna-
seeing
hold
that on
I'm
TV.
gonna
They
get
just
at
showed
least
it here.
one bullet point of what I wanted to talk about.
What?
90s X-Men. It's been reported that the writer was like, "Hey, I'm gonna indulge in the times have changed, so we gotta reflect on this 90s X-Men." So I'm saying right now, I'm calling it out. The 90s X-Men, the next 90s X-Men, the costumes are gonna change. Cyclops is gonna be reduced to a retarded state, and they're not going to be able to. He's not the leader anymore. Storm's going to become the leader. Not that it's a.
No, she
bad
was.
thing. Yeah,
She was the leader of Gold Team.
She was a leader, and that's not a bad thing. But they're going to do it in a way that it's going to be. And there's no competent X-Men to be able to lead the team other than Storm.
Yeah, the typical girl power. Men are bad and stupid, and women need to take
It's gonna
charge
be
and
horrible.
and be the leaders. Yeah.
Hold on. Did they ever show? I can't remember. Did they ever show Wolverine smoking a cigar in the early '90s show?
In the cartoon,
Yeah, a cigar.
see.
maybe.
I remember him having one. I swear.
I could have remembered him having a cigar. But I don't think they're gonna have him doing that. And the other thing is, like I said, the costumes are gonna change. For some reason, they're gonna have the costumes in like the first 1 or 2 episodes, and then they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, we're gonna have to change them because reasons." So
Okay. It might be
I got you, Kogo. We're still
what is it?
fighting.
Mandela effect, or something. You all may be remembering that he smokes cigars because you've either seen the comic books where he's smoking a cigar, or are remembering that Hugh Jackman smoked a cigar
Yeah,
as
and
Wolverine
I don't
in the X-Men
yeah, I don't
movies.
know if he ever
But no, he
smoked
never smoked a cigar in the cartoon.
There you go.
Well, there is. And I'm fine with that. Like I said, I'm okay if they don't change it. But with them
See-
saying, "Hey, times are changed. We're gonna reflect it." That's that hits me different. And hold on, I gotta
Wasn't
try to
like
get my accent.
X-Men a response to sort of a safe way
Sounds
to
like
bring
syrup.
up a lot of societal wrongs, right? Because you're dealing with racism, sexism, homophobia, all the isms and phobias, right?
All the
But
phobias.
you write them with mutants, so it doesn't feel as
Fucking
unsafe
muties.
to the censors.
Well, it's also allegory with that, you know. And it was like the original X-Men was written in the '60s, which a lot of the stories involved in it when it came to being actually political, which it did sometimes, but you know, in the very first couple of in the beginning of it, it wasn't really all that political. It was just these are young people with you know, granted these super special you know, superpowers, who are being mentored by Professor Xavier and are trying to defend people from the evil Magneto. That was originally how it was written, but when it did get political, how it got political is it aimed to being an allegory, so that mutants are the you know, just replace mutant with, you know, black people, and it shows racism.
The thing is, a lot of times recently, people are looking at that and are going at such a contrasted viewpoint of it that it's they look at it as like, yeah, you know, son of a bitch, Coco, you know, damn it.
She's not perfecting you this time.
But people look at it and they go at it like, it's like, yeah, you know, they're looking at it as there is a group of people saying we don't want these muties out there, and that there is people cowering in fear. That's not what the fucking comics were like. Like, it sometimes they had it there, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't something that they were like. No.
It wasn't in the '60s.
Yeah.
No. It wasn't like that in the '60s. It only became that way in the '70s, really. And it's hard to sit there and say that those stories were bad either, because they were written usually by Chris Claremont, and they were pretty good.
But that's the thing. I'm gonna hit the accept button in a second. But the thing is, I saw on Twitter, it was somebody was saying, you know, oh yeah, you know, they always want to push a message out there with the story, but it's like, you know what? At the same end, it was they were able to tell a story and have a message in the story that that wasn't beating you over the fucking head with it. That's the point. And that's what made these stories stand the test of time. That's what made these characters stand the test of time. Yeah. That's the point. If you can't do these characters and these stories proper, and you can't convey the message properly, you have no... why even try?
Well, why they try is because they can claim a victory without actually showing how they're victorious. I mean, that's how Sana Amanat has risen to be a vice president of Marvel, even though her pet project, Miss Marvel, has always been a money pit and always will be a money pit, because no one can write for that character. Oh, yeah. The character was made to be a representation character, and they've never thought of her as a character. Well, Kamala Khan is not a character to these people. She's a vehicle to push an agenda.
It's what do they say? Fucking... oh shit! I can't even remember the name. Oh shit! How's it going, AC?
Yeah, I see. Busy Bee Quiz still joining the show. I see. Yeah, I've been up since about 7 o'clock in the morning, guys. Playing D&D, and then now I'm on the show.
Yeah, we'll end this in a bit.
I think I only got like 5 hours of sleep last night.
Have you seen the Doctor Strange?
I saw the bit with America Chavez and her star portal.
Yeah, I still, you know, with her character, With her.
You know they're not, but if they follow the new America Chavez that we talked about, I think last Sunday, it could be good.
She looks okay. I'm more interested in. Oh, they're gonna have Captain Britain, I think.
Are they? Yeah. Are they gonna have Captain Britain?
They had well, at least the one that they introduced earlier.
I didn't know they introduced Captain Britain.
Sharon Carter being Captain Britain.
Oh, okay.
I think, honestly, I think if I talk while I play the game... Never mind. Damn it! That's not funny.
Are we distracting you? Are you dying?
Damn it!
Don't distract Adam. He has to win.
No. Oh, damn it. Oh, as long as it's entertaining. Good God. This is a big.
People want Henry Cavill to be Captain Britain.
I can see that. Henry Cavill being Captain Britain, that would work. That would work really well.
No, it's the British chick. It's the
Oh, it's a girl?
Yeah, it's the lady who.
Not the original.
No, but we're talking about the She universe. So it's Lyndon Carter. I think her name is right. Linda Carter.
Her character name was Agent Carter.
Yeah.
I don't remember her.
Yeah, good game there, Coco. Fucking. God damn it. Alright, one more, and then I'm going to close the stream off.
One more.
Peggy Carter was her character's name.
Yeah, Peggy.
And her daughter, Sharon.
Played by Haley Atwell.
Mm-hmm.
She is.
Smoking hot, yes.
Well, yeah.
Did you see her interview on Craig Ferguson's show?
No, I saw her naked from an Instagram post though.
She talks about being on the set for Captain America and how he comes out of that machine and he's all lubed up and
buff and yeah.
And she touches his chest and that was not written. She just couldn't help but grab, and she said I grabbed his. He had extremely large boobs, and Craig Ferg took her and he says, "Coming from you, that's something to be said."
Yeah.
He is so fast. Craig Ferguson is just he's so insanely quick.
Oh, no.
I didn't know there were nudes out there of her.
Oh yeah. I believe she posted them on Instagram.
Really? On Instagram? Are you allowed to do that on Instagram?
I think so. It seemed like it was
as
Instagram.
long as you don't see the nipple, I think it's okay.
Oh, you see nipple.
Well.
As long as the nipple is censored.
Because I thought they were all like free to nipple because Instagram keeps taking down ladies' photos if you see a bit of nipple.
Oh shit, no! See, I'm so self-conscious with I don't want Terry to come out here and be like, Adam's button mashing. You know what, Terry?
That's why we still need to see a grudge match between you and Terry. I'm just saying.
Hey, anytime, Terry. Anytime. Down under time, I guess.
Oh no.
Yeah, she's never
No.
she's never done anything in movies, but there are leaked nudes of her. So
yeah, yes.
She hasn't done any in movies, but she's got some nudes out there.
She's doing it in reverse.
But apparently, it wasn't intentional; it leaked, so someone got into her.
Oh, is she part of the fappening?
Oh, damn it,
I wouldn't be surprised if she was part of the fappening. Yeah,
that was good. I would. That was good. All right, that was good, Ed.
Oh, don't corner him like that. Poor Adam.
Hey, it's always a learning experience. I love playing fighting games, even if I lose, only because you learn from it.
I'm a button masher because I'm not used to playing this kind of stuff.
You're right at home with Terry then. There you go.
Called out, Terry. Called out.
That's how you do it down under. But shit. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I think shit. It's been like 2 hours, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Hold on. Maybe. Let me do this.
2 hours 19 minutes. 2 hours 20 minutes.
But there we go. Professional. See. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. I want to thank everybody for joining us for this evening. Oh, there you go. Somebody got a text message.
Probably someone's going live on Twitch, is what it is.
Oh, there you go. The stream. I got notification of the stream call. But hold on. Actually, I got a. Here we go. I got a text. Views expressed are okay. No, that's not. Well, there we go. Well, I think we're gonna close up the show. Thank you for joining the Minions of the Zoo this evening. Make sure you like and subscribe. What does it say? Make sure to tune into the intro. Okay, yeah, I was probably high typing that. But make sure
Your host Eagle Balls.
Make sure you tune in Monday with Quiz. Although Quiz, I think you.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to host tomorrow. Della Hayes is taking over for me because I'm going to be at work at 2 p.m. and I'm going to be there like all night, so I'm not going to be able to host tomorrow.
Well, hey,
yeah.
If you enjoy some Ponte, what is it? Pontu?
Poutine.
If you enjoy poutine, hang out tomorrow and enjoy some deli poutine for Monday. And then, of course, Skep on Tuesday, Hammer with Jen and Terry. Good old Jen and Terry. On Wednesday, and Jenny Hellcat on Thursday. And good God, Sanguine on Friday. And Harry, the Harry channel, on Saturday. So I hope you all tune in for Minions of the Zoo. I had a wonderful. I'm trying to read this. I'm gonna have to rework this. I'm sorry. I had a wonderful, fantastic, fun. Oh wait, one at a time. Okay. I had a fantastic time this evening, hanging out with you all. And does our panel have any words to end the evening with?
Parting farts?
Yeah, well, no farts, but, words.
Farts!
Oh.
With a TH!
Yeah, well, that works.
Well, no, I'm barren. My brain is empty. I've been up for like all day, doing stuff with people online. I'm ready to go to bed.
How about you, Luna?
Go forth and multiply.
There you go.
Of course, she would say that.
And Heather?
Well,
just encouraging math.
My old shtick has always been to quote from Buckaroo Banzai: "No matter where you go, there you are."
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Yeah.
I think it works. Well, well,
one of my models is a tribute to Buckaroo Banzai.
Yeah. Shit, I forget that I'm hosting stuff.
Yeah, you have to end this.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Well, hey, thanks for hanging out. Hope everybody had a wonderful evening. And you know what? I hope you all have a good week coming on. Hope you all have a wonderful week. I love you all. God bless and take care. And I think the zoo is closed.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
Woo! Did you do anything different to get the auto start to stop doing that, or? That is so strange. I don't know what's going on with that, and I can't find any reference
I
to
do.
it happening to anyone else.
I do. I know what's going on.
Do you?
Yeah, me and Adam are going to get together after the show here, and I'm going
Okay.
to show him what's going on, and we can fix it.
Okay.
I know the secret, the magic secret.
No. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, here, wait. Give me a second, Hammer. I'm gonna take a picture of a mini for you. I think you might get a kick out of it since you like Buckaroo Banzai.
Cool. Yeah, once the outro plays.
So, I recently started collecting this army. I never really had any interest in collecting this army until they released these minis. This is my orc army.
Just a quick note: Discord's still playing through the outro.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh no. Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over it.
Yeah.